So it has taken me most of my life to discover the way to cook a steak perfectly. And I mean perfectly. This is actually the same way that places like Ruth Chris and other really high end steakhouses cook their steaks. So the method is called sous vide or sous vide. No, excuse me, sous vide. I have the most I have the hardest time figuring out how to pronounce that thing. Sous vide. And I will type that out also so you can see how it's typed out if you want to research it. But basically, sous vide is using hot water to cook your food, especially meat. Now, I know you're thinking to yourself, hot water? Ooh. But hear me out first. So you got to have a little preparation first and a few items you have to purchase. I have a food saver, which vacuum seals anything pretty much, and I use it all the time, especially with my meat, because it helps prevent freezer burn. Also, if you put stuff in a vacuum sealer, it will last a lot longer in the fridge because there's no air. But with your meat, you take your plastic bag, you stick the meat in it, and what I like about it is you can add a marinade. Sometimes I'll add onions and different things all in that bag. And then you stick that bag into your food saver, which sucks all the air out. Now, if you have a marinade, that pressure from the vacuum helps pull that marinade into the meat. And then, I mean, you can cook that meat any way you want to cook it, but I'm going to do the sous vide method. So what sous vide is it's a little, the one I use, it's a little device. I spent $50 on it, and I've got this great big stock pot that I fill with water. You stick the sous vide down in the water, and then you set it for your temperature. Now here's where you got to know your temperatures for different wellnesses. So for example, a medium steak, internal temperature of 135 degrees. So you set the thing for 135 degrees, and it will heat the water up to that 135 degrees. So you stick your meat that has been vacuum sealed, and it has to be vacuum sealed. You can't just throw meat in there because that would be gross. So you got to have at least an hour of your meat in that hot water bath, but it can set in there damn near forever. 4 or 5 hours it could set. Now you would think that would overcook, but it won't. It maintains that 135 degree medium well or medium rare temperature. So you can just stick it in there and forget about it for a while. And what I love about this is, like, if you have more than one person you're cooking a steak for, and maybe one person wants to eat now but the other person doesn't want to eat until later, you don't have to cook all the meat and then you got somebody using the microwave to heat up the meat. You cook your steak, it cooks it to 135 degrees, and it will maintain that indefinitely. So when it's time to eat, all you have to do is you pull that meat out of the container with the hot water, and you open it up. Now at this point you're going to be thinking, oh shit, I just ruined a piece of meat, because that meat will look disgusting, because all it has done is been heated up to 135 degrees. Now is when you can choose whatever cooking style you use, be it grilling, pan fry with a cast iron skillet. Hell, I have even used a blowtorch to finish the steak. Because basically at this point, all you have to do is add the sear. You don't have to cook it. So, like for example, the other day I used a skillet. So you heat your skillet up first, then you throw that really disgusting looking piece of meat in there, a couple minutes on each side, and you get the perfect sear. Pull that thing out. It's still hot, but it's still rare on the inside. It's still pink on the inside. And what I like about this method is, like, I may eat, but Pam's not ready to eat yet. So I tell her, hey, let me know as soon as you're ready to eat. All I have to do is then go in, and 2 minutes on each side on her steak. Her steak is done and ready to go. So anyway, look into it. You will be surprised. I cooked a steak the other day, and I swear it was the best steak I've ever had. Even beat Longhorn, and I've never been to Ruth Chris, but it beat my Longhorn steaks and everything. It was awesome. But you don't have to just cook steaks with this thing. You can do chicken. I think with the chicken, I set the temperature for 165 or 170 to be done. The juiciest chicken. Now that one you didn't have to sear. I've done corn on the cob. I vacuum seal the corn inside a bag with butter and whatever seasonings. Throw that in there. I've done potatoes. The sous vide eggs are awesome. You just stick them in like a jar. Anyway, look into it. If you at some point decide to give it a try, you can hit me up and I can give you some tips. But I'm telling you, it is awesome. Have a good day.